Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. It's Wednesday and it's Random Thoughts with Maxine. Trust you are all doing well. I'm fine. We are in the studio all excited about having a conversation with you this morning. Thank you so much for connecting with us. Please do well to tell a friend, to tell another friend to also connect with us. It's RT with a Zine. Thank you so much and good morning. So it's official. Now, I know that I love to talk. And apart from talking on Penny Radio, there's one thing I also love to do, and it's talking to young people. So any day, anytime, give me the opportunity. And I'll quickly jump on that train to talking to young people. I don't know why I love talking to young people, but it's for the simple reason that I think they have an interesting world. And sometimes I just want to know what's happening in their world, to be abreast with their struggles and their insecurities and even their strengths. And you know how they are like. The truth is, they are in a totally different world. And they are enjoying their world, no matter how bad it seems, no matter how pleasant it seems, they seem to enjoy their world. So any day, anytime, I can strike a conversation with a young person, provided they are nice. Even if they are not nice, I know how I can weave my way into their heart and always have a nice and a fruitful conversation. And to be very honest, the more I talk to young people, the more I feel young. It's because they kind of like rub their energy on you. Apart from them teaching you all the latest innovations with technology, you know that young people are technology savvy. They know all the ins and outs. So apart from they helping me at a point, we get to connect with the things that really happen in their world. And so some days back, I struck a conversation with two young people who passed by the house to borrow books from our library. So myself and my sister ran a mobile library, but thanks to Corona, we operate from the house now. And there are some young people who at a point will just knock on your door and say, I'm here to collect storybooks. And for me, it is heartwarming that even in this pandemic, they still want to do something useful with their time. So they came over as usual. They usually come in twos. And there's something nice about those two girls when they come. Apart from they being physically beautiful, I thought they were smart. So just when they had finished taking their books, I was like, okay, let me just take this opportunity and engage them in a very short conversation. And usually when I start the conversation, I don't want it to feel like I'm probing. So I'll rather ask questions that they can easily warm up to and open up. So the first question I asked was that, what do you do during your spare time? I mean, somebody will say they are here to collect books, so obviously they love to read. And they gave me the answer that I expected anyway. And the next question I asked, are you girls friends? One quickly said yes. Are you best friends? Then she said no. I'm like, okay, who is your best friend? And then the answer came from the other lady, and she was like, I don't have a best friend. And it hits me. I'm like, how come you don't have a best friend? So when you go to school and you ask right about your best friend, what do you scribble down? And she's like, Auntie, me, I just form something in my head and write. I don't have a best friend, and I don't have friends. Then, because the answer to their question was what I wasn't expecting, I wanted to probe further. So I was like, what are your reasons for not having best friends? Mind you, they are just 14 years. One of them said that, Auntie, we don't trust people. And I was broken. At the age of 14, they know what it is not to trust. So they won't even get into the whole best friend thing to get hurt. And the second one also said something. Auntie, there are some people that you think are your friends, but in their head, you are not their friends. And I was like, okay. So those two answers from those young girls, 14 years to be precise, is what inspired me to do today's topic. We don't want to be hurt. We can't trust people. And the second one was that there are people that you think are your friends, and they don't even consider you as a friend. And even at that age, they said it with some hint of pain. That how can you say somebody is your friend and in return, they don't even regard you as one? And I'm like, okay, this will be a good topic for us to just discuss this morning. My question to you this morning, just like I posed to them some few days ago, was, who do you consider to be a friend? Who do you consider to be a friend? I know we all have definitions of who a friend is, and it might differ from one person to the other. That's the sad truth, okay? Everyone has their own understanding and definition of who a friend is. But this question to you this morning is, have you ever thought of the question, or what would make me settle for this person as a friend, or even go ahead to say, this is my best friend? There are some people who will not operate with you on the same level when it comes to friendship, because, as a friend will say, when you have taken the Friendship World Cup, they have taken its qualifying series. So the same energy you give out is not what you reap. You are giving a lot of your time, effort, money, all in the bid to make the friendship tick. But they are all lackadaisical about it. They call you as and when they want and all that. And you realize that the vibing is kind of not like what you really want. You are giving more and receiving less. So we all would have different ideas and perspective when it comes to what friendship means to each and every one of us, okay? But for me, some years back, I had a standard. I had a criteria. Before I decide to say this is my best friend, then you should have met certain standard. But now I have grown, so there are some of the standards, you know how it is. And when you are young, some of the things you put on paper, it's because you are young. But when you grow, you start thinking in a different angle. You realize that there are some of the things you would have to revise. This morning, I will run by you then what my standard was before you become a best friend. So I usually say that the first time is I have friends that I click with. Click as in CLICK. So when I click with you, obviously you are like an acquaintance. Then I have people that I click on click. When you get to the click on click level, then means you have moved from just being an acquaintance to being somebody I can call frequently and just run some few thoughts by you. And the ogbontiest of the face is click on click on click. So there are 3 clicks on the third face. And once you meet the click on click, then you know that Agbena, you have gotten to the stage of being termed as best friend. So this is the phase that I will run you through. It's just like going for training sessions for a work. You know, you go through training. And so the first part is the click, or just be normal everyday acquaintance that will move on to the click on click. It means you have moved from being an acquaintance to, okay, can I share some few thoughts with him or her? Then when you get to the click on click, then it means you have attained the highest form of getting my attention as the best friend. You are listening to me right now, and probably you don't have this click on click things happening for you. But in your head, you also have levels on which you categorize your friends, and we all do. So there are some of us who have friends on the level 1. They are the people that you will give your life for. Any day, any time, should they call you, you will be at their service. So there are people who will categorize their friends like that. Phase 1 or level 1, call me any day, any time, rain or shine, I'll be there for you. And there are some people who move to the level 2. They are just keeping in touch because of social reasons. You know that friend that you call and say, oh, Margaret is getting married. Oh, are you aware? Can we go to the wedding together? So it's just for the things you do socially. Or did you hear of Mr. So-and-so's burial? Can we go together? So as for those friendships, you only call them when there's a social event and you want somebody to keep you company, and so you want to let them follow you. And that's the phase for some people. And there are some people to just like my acquaintance, which is click. There says that's the acquaintance. When you meet, you meet. Yeshia ni yeshia. And that's it. When we meet, we meet. So there are people that ordinarily you don't keep in touch with. But when you meet each other, you try as much as possible to strike a conversation and get things going. So I don't know what kind of standards and levels people should meet before you can categorize them as friends. But the sad truth is that people take the whole idea of friendship differently. Know the kind of people you are dealing with as friends. And if not for anything, try to see if they can fall in any of the categories I have run by you. It's Random Source with Maxine. Today we are talking about friendship, and it's translating into best friends, people we can call on, people we can rely on, people we can sacrifice our life for. Please stay tuned. So Akwaba, we are back. So I think now you have a fair idea as to where to place all your friends. You have categorized them. You know who falls in the column of what? An acquaintance, those who you can sacrifice and lay your life for them and all that. But can we just be honest about us, about ourselves and about the people we entertain and the people we allow into our space? Why do we even have to go through the stress of making friends and keeping them and moving them from one level onto the other? It's just for the basic fact that we need each other to survive. I mean, we can't go through this whole life with its wahala, with its brohaha, and all the issues that surrounds living a meaningful life without getting that someone that you can always call on, that you can always rely on, that you can always say, this is somebody who can sort me out. But interestingly, from what I learned from those two girls was the need to redefine friendship. And so this morning, can you just redefine your friendship, your idea of what friendship is? When I say redefine, all I am saying is that it's time to give new meaning to your friendship and the people that comes within your circle. It's time to give new meanings. Know that it is not everyone who is worth your time. Know that it is not everyone who is worth your sacrifices. And so once you redefine, then you know where you are putting each and every one of your friends. Is he worth my time? Is she worth my sacrifice? Is she worth my time again? Because usually friends, the whole friendship ball game takes a lot of our time and energy. So know who is worth your time. Know who is worth your energy and your sacrifices. And that's what it means to redefine. Set the whole agenda again. Review the whole perspective on what it means to have a friend. Okay? So good. I don't know if you have fallen out with anybody as friends. We all have at a point. So remember that friend you had in JHS, the person is no longer your friend again. So as you grow, primary school friends are now different from secondary school friends. Secondary school friends are no longer friends, and university friends are the people you are vibing with now. And it's normal. But you see, there are times that you have fallen out of friends with someone dear to you, and you don't even have the reasons why you have fallen out of friendship with them. You cannot tell. But you see, because Accra is we are almost all on the run. The hustle and bustle is real. There are some friends that we cannot connect to because of life's pressures. But it doesn't change the fact that they are still our friends. It doesn't. Thanks to social media. Social media can even give you options as to how you treat your friends, true or false. So you have the option of unfriending people. You have the option and the luxury of blocking people. You have the option and the luxury of unfollowing people on Instagram. So whoever created Facebook, Instagram, gave us an option that there are times that there are some people you know you don't need them on your list. And they afford you the opportunity. So I tell people that, if you think somebody is doing something on social media and is eating you up, and you are always worked up about one thing they posted or not, why not use the options available? Why would you call and be complaining and doing a lot of no. Block, unfriend, unfollow. There's even one block and report. That's the part that even kills me. Block and report. Who are they reporting to? But even in the wisdom of whoever invented this whole social media thing, knows that there'll be a point that you fall out of friendship with somebody, or there'll be people who will be giving you vibes that you don't necessarily need. And the best way to deal with them is to use the options that I have run by you. And so that's for social media. But even in your own capacity, should you not want to use any of the social media options, you also have the choice of stop talking to them or behave as if they don't exist. So if you think using any of the options available on social media is harsh, you can also use your own. I don't know how this will play out practically in your life, but just look at what works for you and then subscribe. Subscribe as soon as you can for your peace. Today, it is time to redefine the people who are in your circle. Do you want to look at those people again? There are some people that you would have to elevate. There are people that are probably in the acquaintance category that you know they have for the past few years been good, and they should be promoted to maybe get into your click on click best friend. There are some people too that you are not too sure, and so you are between the devil and the rest. You are not sure. You are dilly-dallying as to what you should do with them. Options are available. Now, I say that to have an entire freedom and not go back and forth with this whole friendship brouhaha. I think, honestly, sometimes you need your peace. And there is a way that streamlining who is your friend helps you. It redeems you from troubles, from headaches, from pettiness, and from all that. So redemption has come this morning. And redemption is that it's time to just take a break and do away with friends who you think are not genuine. Somebody will say they are fake. You know it. Probably they have shown signs in the past. And you are still not sure whether or not to hold on to them. But can you just take a look again? Our president will say, and we all know now is the mantra, we are not in ordinary times. So I think it's also time to start looking at your whole friendship game and redefine and put things in perspective. Trust you are enjoying the show. Today we are talking about friends. We are talking about how to redefine. We are talking about how to elevate some people from being just acquaintance to earning our trust and earning the fact that we can go all the way for them. So just like the little girl, the 14-year-old girl told me that there are some people you consider as friends and they don't. So who do you consider a friend is also an important question, okay? And for me, I am thinking that there are people that you consider friend and they don't. And that alone can give you the shocker of your life. And it brings forward the question, I thought we were friends. And there are times you think of some things they've done without you and you are hurt. There are friends that you thought were your friends and they kind of like burst your bubbles with their decisions. And you are thinking, why didn't she run this by me? A typical example. A friend was telling me about how she thought she was a friend to somebody who did not give her an invite for her wedding. And they had spoken that same week. And the girl never hinted that she was getting married. The invite was ready. It's like, I thought I was a friend. I was so sure I was going to get an invite to that wedding. And so when such situations start popping up, start asking yourself, are we on the same level as friends? Maybe the way you are vibing and feeling me as friend, that is not how I'm also vibing and feeling. So please find out, okay? And Once you redefine, you give yourself the best opportunity to know who to bring into your space. Now, for me, friends are just not the people that are always with you. That's how I used to think. That was the old me. But now I have revised that note, and I'm saying that they are the ones that will be there when you call them. They are not those ones that you are just there and they are always with you. But even if you don't hear from them, just give them a call and they'll be here. That is it. The old note says that for me, if you are my friend and you are wallowing in being petty, you do not support, you do not encourage, I would revise that old note I have, and please do well to do same. And then I'd rather look at somebody who would inspire, who will lift you up and will make you a better person. The next thing is that there are some friends, when they call you, they drain you with all sorts of conversations. And they are always in your space when it is convenient. Can we just revise that part as the old us? And just think about the person who brings the right energy on board. And the person who is putting in the same energy as you are, just to make the friendship tick. The whole idea of friendship is that you test the actions and words of the people who claim to be your friends. That's the bottom line. Test their words and actions. Not only words. Words must go with actions. Once the person falls short of words, usually words are easier than actions. Saying is easier than doing. But let it be your guiding principle. Test the friendship with their words and actions. And once it goes together, then you know that this is somebody you can call a good friend. For those that have not made it to our revised note edition of who a friend should be, just disconnect. Just disconnect. So today we've spoken about redefining. And once the person does not fall in the lay down principles that you probably want to adhere to, you have to disconnect. And then reconnect with the people that you think meet up the standard. Bottom line is the words must be commensurate with the actions. That's all the things that makes the whole thing tick. In conclusion, for me, and I want to run this by you, the hallmark of a true friend, I would say, is someone with whom you can pick up where you left off, no matter the distance. So I have friends I have not spoken to a long while, but once we get on that phone, we are able to put bits and pieces together, and it is like we just spoke a night before. Friendship means that you should go an extra mile. After redefining, just take time to disconnect those you think will not help you in the journey of becoming a better person. And after disconnecting, can you just reconnect with those that you think they are okay and they are what you need for the journey? Thank you so much. And for those who do not even recognize you as friends, I think it's time to think again and know whether or not it is okay to keep them in the circle. I am out of here. Thank you so much for attention, and bye.